The air was thick with an unnatural stillness, as if the world itself had frozen in time. Ryuto Kageyama stood on the edge of a cliff, his gaze locked on the abyss below. His breath was shallow, his heart pounding in his chest as the shadows around him writhed and twisted like hungry serpents, reaching for him with insatiable greed. The darkness was no longer just a part of him, it was inside him, clawing at his soul, demanding control. His hands shook as the shadows seemed to whisper his name, their voices low and cold, like the voice of death itself. "You cannot escape it, Ryuto," the shadows whispered, and Ryuto's grip on his sanity wavered. "You were never meant to escape. You belong to us." A cold sweat beaded on Ryuto's forehead as he gripped the edges of the cliff, the weight of the curse bearing down on him. He could feel it, the darkness inside him growing stronger with each passing day, clawing at his very soul, threatening to consume him. "How much longer can I fight it?" he thought. "How much longer before it breaks me?" The curse that had been passed down through his bloodline, the ability to control shadows, was not the gift he had once believed it to be. It was a disease, a parasite that fed on the very essence of those it touched. Ryuto had seen it tear his family apart, and now it was coming for him. Just as it had claimed his father, just as it had consumed every generation before him. "Ryuto," a voice, faint but familiar, echoed in the air. It was a voice that should have comforted him, but now it only filled him with dread. He turned, his eyes wide with horror. There, standing in the dark, was his father, or what remained of him. The man who had once been a proud and powerful figure, now reduced to a hollow shell, consumed by the same darkness Ryuto had inherited. His eyes were dead, empty voids, and his voice was nothing more than a hollow echo of the man Ryuto had once known. "You were always destined for this, Ryuto," his father's voice croaked, as if the words were being dragged from his throat against his will. "The curse will claim you just as it claimed me. There is no escaping it. You can never break free. The shadows are your inheritance, and they will destroy you." Ryuto stepped back, his hands trembling. "No, I won't become like you," he screamed, his voice cracking with desperation. But his father's figure only smiled, a twisted, cold smile, devoid of warmth. "You think you have a choice? You were never meant to fight it, Ryuto. The shadows are part of you. You are the shadow." Ryuto clenched his fists, his knuckles white with the strain. But as the shadows whispered louder in his mind, the urge to give in, to embrace the power, grew stronger. "I can't stop it. It's too strong," he thought, feeling the darkness creeping through his veins, tightening around his heart. "It's already consuming me." His father's figure began to fade, but his words lingered like a curse etched into Ryuto's soul. "You will never be free, and when it's over, you'll understand. You'll become like me, nothing more than a hollow shell, consumed by the darkness." The darkness seemed to follow Ryuto everywhere. It was in the air he breathed, in the very ground beneath his feet. Every corner he turned, every step he took, the shadows were there watching, waiting, pulling him deeper into their grasp. The whispers came more frequently now. He could feel their presence even when he was alone, a constant, gnawing pressure in his chest. He had tried to fight it, to control the power, but the more he tried to tame the darkness, the more it seemed to devour him. "You are nothing without us," the shadows hissed. "You are our vessel, our servant. Embrace us, Ryuto. You will never be stronger than when you surrender." The words filled his head, drowning out everything else. The anger, the fear, it was all fading into the background, replaced by the overwhelming desire to give in, to let the shadows consume him completely. But Ryuto refused to surrender. He had seen what the curse had done to his father, to his family. They had all been broken by it. He wouldn't make the same mistake, or so he thought. It was then that Ryuto encountered Kato again, his closest friend, his most trusted ally. Kato had been with him from the beginning, fighting by his side, sharing in his pain, his struggle. But something had changed. Ryuto could see it in Kato's eyes, something cold, something calculating. Kato had always been there, but now, he was distant. The warmth in his gaze had been replaced by something darker, something other. "What's happening, Kato?" Ryuto asked, his voice hoarse, his heart heavy with dread. "What's going on? Why do I feel like I'm losing control?" Kato didn't answer immediately. Instead, he stepped closer, his eyes narrowing as he studied Ryuto. "You still don't understand, do you?" he asked, his voice soft but filled with something unsettling. Ryuto's pulse quickened. "What do you mean?" Kato's lips curled into a cruel smile. "The curse, Ryuto, it's not something you fight. It's something you become. You were never meant to master the shadows. You were meant to be the shadow." The words hit Ryuto like a slap to the face. No, Ryuto said, shaking his head. No, I won't be like them. I won't let it take me. But Kato just laughed, a dark, hollow sound that echoed in the night air. It's too late for that, Ryuto. You've already crossed the point of no return. The shadows have already claimed you. They've been using you, feeding off your every weakness. Ryuto's heart stopped. What are you talking about? Kato stepped closer, his eyes gleaming with malice. I've been guiding you, Ryuto. I've been the one pulling the strings, pushing you closer to the edge. And now, it's time for you to fully embrace your destiny. The truth hit Ryuto like a punch to the gut. Kato, his closest friend, had been manipulating him this whole time. He had been the one pulling the strings, leading Ryuto down this path, knowing all along that the darkness was too powerful to resist. You betrayed me, Ryuto whispered, his voice shaking with rage and disbelief. Kato's smile widened. Betrayal? No, Ryuto. I did this for you, for us. You were always meant to carry the curse. I just helped you see it. Ryuto's hands clenched into fists, the shadows swirling around him, rising up in response to his fury. The power surged, but Ryuto fought against it, fighting to hold on to what was left of himself. No, Ryuto gasped. I won't become like you. Kato stepped forward, his hands raised as if to welcome the darkness. You already are. The shadows closed in, suffocating Ryuto as they pulled at him, dragging him toward the abyss. His heart hammered in his chest, but the rage and betrayal burned hotter than any fear he had ever known. I will not become like them. I will not be a vessel for the shadows, he thought, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He fought with everything he had left, but the shadows were too strong. And then, as if to mock him, the darkness began to consume him, wrapping around him like a noose, tightening until he could barely breathe. And in that moment, Ryuto realized the terrible truth. He was no longer fighting the shadows. He had become them. What will Ryuto do next? Has he truly lost himself to the darkness, or is there still a chance to fight back? What's Kato's true role in all of this? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to see what happens next. Ryuto's journey is far from over, and the shadows have only just begun.